Hey everybody, welcome back to Bella Live TV. I'm your host, Danita Chantel, and today we have a very special guest. Her name is Flora Fuentes, and she's here from Unique Hair Concepts, and she's going to talk to us all about a topic that most of you know about, hair loss and taking care of your beautiful hair. Hey Flora, how are you?
Danita, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, you made it here in the rain. I was running a little bit behind schedule, but I was like, I want to get here. But you were so gracious, and I'm happy that you made it because I was talking to you off camera about a friend that I have that deals with alopecia and different things going on with hair loss. Now, how did you get started in the hair industry?
Well, I actually got started in the industry when I was 17 years old. I guess you could say I fell onto it. I answered an ad for receptionist. I was on the cusp of graduating high school and about to start college. And I just fell in love with what I saw. And the woman who was the owner of this very big hair restoration center wound up becoming my mentor. And I just fell in love with the differences that we made in people's lives. I live for the before and after to see that difference.
The before and after, because you are different from like a hair salon.
Yes.
And when you say hair restoration, like that can be very vague, but what does that mean?
So in reality, it's not hair replacement.
Okay.
So we are a full service salon, but we're a private salon in the respect that our guests can come in and feel comfortable and private. Each room is individually set up, almost like a little mini suite, so that we can work with them one-on-one and talk about what is really concerning them, whether it's thinning hair, hair loss, if they're experiencing shedding, if we need to talk about actually adding hair, treatment. So it's really one-on-one focused.
So it's sort of like a very unique and tailored hair salon that's private and gives people some confidence to know that they can come in, get treatment, whether it's with their diet, with products or anything for hair restoration. Now, I'm curious to know, like, you opened Unique Hair Concepts. Now, what was that process like?
Well, I decided to open Unique Hair Concepts about 5 years ago. It was time. I felt that it was time for me to branch out on my own. I was so fortunate to work with some of the best plastic surgeons, hair transplant doctors, and learned so much in my industry that I felt, you know what, it's time. And many of the guests that I worked with here in New York City, I was in Midtown Manhattan, used to ask me, Flora, you really need to be in Westchester. There's no one there that is doing what you can do. And that's really where I decided to branch out to. I was in Westchester County. The town is called Ardsley. It's only 18 miles from here, but it's very private. A lot of parking and
A lot of parking.
which many of our guests appreciate.
Yeah.
But it's just, I have guests that come from all over, actually. I have clients from DC, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Canada. It's wonderful. It's just being able to sit down with someone and when you hear that, you know what, you guys changed my life. I'm able to, go out more. I've been able to go swimming again. It's just little things like that. For someone who has thinning hair, they know what I'm talking about. If you have a full head of hair, maybe it's hard to relate, but for someone like me, seeing those changes, that's what I live for. It's my passion.
Okay, so I'm curious now, what type of patients would you see, or clients, I should say, or guests? Like, what type of guests would you have at your salon?
So believe it or not, most of my male guests are 23 to 35. So
Really?
I have a very young male clientele. And my female guests tend to be between 30 to 55. And so many times you say, well, wow, that's so young. But we do see changes in our hair at a very early age. And we have to pay attention because this is one part of our body we don't want to lose in a way. We don't want to lose our hair.
It's how we show up in the world.
Exactly. Yeah. And for a woman or even a man, it's what frames our face. It just really allows our features to stand out. And when you start losing your hair, things start to change. So sometimes either we can look older or you're not looking at the eyes anymore. You're looking at what's missing on the face.
Right.
And so this is where we can help them. Now, if I can catch someone at an early stage, we can actually help them preserve their hair, which is fantastic. And so there are treatments and therapies that we offer. For example, scalp therapy, just to have the healthiest head of hair that you can have growing out of your scalp. We have hair loss prevention treatments. And then if the hair loss is a little bit more advanced, then that's when we work on designing a prosthetic that can fill in the area of hair loss.
Okay, so you offer different regimens or treatments, whether it's some of the products you have here or
Yes.
even, like you said, a specialized wig. Now, can you talk to us about what you have here? Because some of these products seem to be, they're light, they're easy to use. Now, talk to us about this.
Yeah, so this is just a few of the products that we carry, but I have my own Unique Hair Concepts line, which are all sulfate-free, paraben-free, very, very mild. And so we have a line dedicated to men with styling products and then dedicated to women. And I have a really great popular product called the Rocking Curl that our guests with curly hair absolutely love.
Oh, okay.
And then we also exclusively work with a company out of Italy in Bologna, Cesare Ragazzi Laboratories. And I was fortunate enough to be one of their educators, actually their US director for the past 4 years. And one of the products that I absolutely love is our hair loss prevention patch, which I really call our anti-aging for our hair.
Okay.
And who doesn't want that?
So what is in the anti-aging product?
So this is an actual patch. It's a little transdermal circle. So it's like it's invisible. You can place it behind the ear, or I usually place mine by my shirt collar.
Your hair is so full and beautiful.
Thank you. But do you know that there's hair loss in my family? On my father's side.
Wow.
And I actually go up and down. I tend to shed hair and then I tend to grow my hair back in again. For me, it's more hormonal.
Oh, hormonal, not seasonal. It could be a bunch of factors, right?
Yes, absolutely. And so, and also there was a time where I was on a medication that caused my hair to shed. So there's so many different factors that come into seeing hair shedding or thinning hair. And so I started a regimen a few years back just to hold on to my hair after I met a few aunts that I had not seen since I was 5 years old that had hair loss. Wow. And I was like, okay, it's a good thing I started when I did. And I had started really because I was taking this medication for headaches that I saw made a change in my hair.
I've experienced that too, like changing medicine or having seasonal changes in my hair, shedding a lot, and then figuring out which vitamins to take and things like that. But it seems like you're very educated and knowledgeable about fine-tuning a regimen for each particular client that comes in, you know, like you mentioned.
I start with a private complimentary consultation. And that consultation entails checking your scalp. I actually use a special tool that measures oil production, measures hydration, the pH level of your scalp. We talk about every little thing from what you eat, your nutrition, whether you're taking medication, if you're very active. If you wake up in the morning feeling rested, believe it or not, can impact our hair.
Wow.
And your level of stress. So all of that, we talk about all of that together. And of course, if you are undergoing any type of medical treatment, we need to know so that we know what's the right protocol to treat your hair.
Like a holistic approach.
Exactly. Wow. Multi-therapeutic.
Multi-therapeutic. Exactly. Wow, that's fantastic. Now talk about this that you have here. Like, is this something that you specialize in?
Yes. So this clients? We specialize in this prosthetic. It's called the CNC 3D hair and scalp prosthetic. And this prosthesis is made out of a biomedical material. Okay. It's actually made using 3D printed technology.
Oh, wow. It looks like a real scalp.
Exactly. That's what I love about it. So I take special measurements. They're called parameters. First, it's a mapping of the area where the guest is losing his or her hair. Or if they just want more volume. Because sometimes with women, it's what we call diffuse thinning. We still have a full head of hair, but you can kind of see through it a little bit. So I take these measurements, and then they go to the laboratory in Italy. And they use a 3D printer to scan that mold and replicate a second scalp. Wow. And this is biomedical. And then this is 100% unprocessed human hair.
Oh, my goodness.
That is inserted one hair at a time.
It's quality.
Yes.
And you can even part it. Like you can't even see
in any direction.
Wow, this is amazing.
And I even brought a few photographs of some of our guests with showing the difference with the prosthetic. But this is very light. So, for example, this is Jamie, 29 years old. She experienced thinning after having breast cancer. She was on a drug that sadly caused her hair loss to be permanent. And this is what I mean about medical factors that are involved. And so we designed a CNC prosthesis for her. And look at her there.
Wow, this is amazing. Because it's very light, it's amazing, and it's custom.
Yes.
And like you said, you have a different approach to each client and guest to make sure they get exactly what they need by doing intake and offering some products for them to use at home. What is this product here? That's the
shampoo. I brought this here only to show that, for example, sometimes we just have someone that has a very oily scalp. They may not necessarily have thinning hair or hair loss. But believe it or not, when the scalp is very oily, clogs up the pores, and the new growth comes in a little weaker and finer than than the healthy hair that it should be growing. And so this is actually my protocol. I have an oily scalp. And so this is a pre-shampoo. This treatment is very similar to having a facial.
Okay.
We start with a pre-shampoo that actually exfoliates and removes the buildup from the scalp. You apply that and leave it on for about 10-15 minutes. And then you get in the shower and you wash your hair with the shampoo. Use your conditioner. And then the vial here actually puts nutrients back on the scalp.
Wow.
But in my case, because I have an oily scalp, it balances my oil production. Not eliminate it.
But just balances it out.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because we need moisture
to get optimal results. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. This is fantastic. Like, I'm learning so much. You're experienced, you're educated about it, and also you created your own products. Is there anything else that you want to tell our guests out there that we should know about your unique hair concepts?
I think it's really all about how you feel about yourself. Yeah. If you want to make a change with your hair, if you're seeing that your hair is shedding, if you're tried different products, if you've been to the doctor and you're fine, there isn't any type of deficiency, vitamin deficiency, there's nothing medically causing it, we can help you look at other treatment protocol that can help you keep the best head of hair you have. And I always say that because I don't want us to compare ourselves to someone else.
Right.
We want to just be the best version of ourselves.
Beauty defined by you, which is Bella's tagline.
Exactly.
So it's perfect.
So helping you keep the beautiful head of hair you have as long as possible.
Wow, Flora, it was so nice talking to you. I'm glad I got to speak to you in person because this is fantastic. Like, I know a few people that I could recommend to check out your salon, and also considering that it's private and you do custom things. Can you tell us the website?
Yes, it's uniquehairconcepts.com.
Okay, all right.
And we have a great Facebook, we have YouTube, Instagram.
All the social media. I know that's like a job within itself, right? But it's fantastic, though. But you offer a lot of different services, and we're just happy that you stopped by and shared your brand and your product with us. It's very important because we all, hey, you live long enough, you're going to deal with some type of hair shedding, hair loss, or you may know someone. So, Bellas, we're so happy that you tuned in. Please make sure that you check out BellaNYMag.com. You can learn more about unique hair concepts, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much, and see you later.